Good day, students. Today we'll be looking at the 4 quadrants of trigonometry. Now, there are 4 quadrants of trigonometry. In the first quadrant, all is positive, and we will explain why. In the second one, sine is positive. The third, tan is positive. And finally, in the fourth, cos is positive. Now, what do we mean by positive? Taking the angle 120 degrees. Now, because this angle is positive, we measure it in an anti-clockwise direction. This means that from the first quadrant to the fourth quadrant. So, we also have to notice that every quadrant is 90 degrees. Therefore, taking 120 about the first quadrant, we are left with 30 degrees, right? So, drawing the angle for 120 degrees, we have something like this. So, this entire angle is 120 degrees. And this angle actually gives us the value of theta. So, sine 120 degrees is equal to this theta. So to find sine 120 degrees, we subtract this angle from 90 degrees. Okay, so this angle gives us 30 degrees. Since 30 plus 90 gives us our 120 degrees, therefore sine 120 is actually equal to this theta, and this theta is equal to 60 degrees. Therefore, in the second quadrant, sine 120 degrees is equal to 60 degrees. So sine 120 is also equal to 60 sine 60 degrees. And this actually works for all the angles, the various angles. So this means that tan 120 is also equal to tan 60 degrees, and cos 120 is also equal to cos 60 degrees. So now, what do we mean by the positive in the quadrant? So taking sine 120 for example, this gives us, sine 120 gives us root 3 on 2. The positive here means that any angle which falls in the second quadrant for sine, we should always get a positive answer. Now, tan 60 degrees. So punching this on the calculator, we get tan 120 degrees as negative root 3, right? So therefore, since we've gotten negative root 3, we negate the tan 60. Why? Because tan 60 falls in the first quadrant. So we really have to take note. Therefore, since tan 60 falls in the second quadrant, we negate the entire expression. So let's take cos 60 for example. Cos 60 or cos 120. Now, cos 60 is equal to half. But half falls in the second quadrant. And since only sine is positive in the second quadrant, all the other ones are negated. Therefore, sine 60 is equal to negative half. And therefore, we negate the entire expression. Let's take one more example. Having the angle 540 degrees, how can we express it on this table? Now, this is actually greater than 360 degrees, and the maximum we can have here is 360. Therefore, what we do is that we subtract this from 360. and by doing so we get 180 degrees, right? So any angle that we are given above 360 degrees and we've been asked to express it in any of these forms, we subtract 360 degrees from it. So any angle also greater than 720, we subtract 720 from it in order to get this expression. Thanks everyone for watching this video. Please click on that subscribe button to be updated. Thank you all.